Welcome to another episode of last week's Comics Today. I have a massive stack of comics here, and let's just get straight into it. Now, up first is The Rush. This is issue 4, and I've shown off previous issues. There have tended to be one sort of supernatural creature per issue. This issue has, I think, it definitely has the most. I don't think it has all of the previously seen, but it does have multiple. It has the most interactions with them, as some people try to leave town again, and there are consequences to that as seen in previous issues. Again, the series is horror. It is basically prospector horror, which is... But we've got this guy, and he talks, and he's got this hole in his face, and that's where the words come out of, which is weird. But obviously, he rides a giant spider. Still loving this book. Highly recommended. If anyone is interested in horror comics, this is the kind of stuff that I enjoy. Up next is Orphan and the Five Beasts, issue 4. This is the end of the miniseries, and I had previously talked about how I wasn't sure. There are 5 people that Orphan needs to defeat, and she didn't defeat anyone in the first issue, so by the end of issue 4 she has defeated the third. 2 obviously remain, and I had no idea what was going to happen. It didn't make any sense to me. I don't read the solicit text for series that I have on my pull list, so I read the solicit for this issue after I finished it, and I'm like, this doesn't wrap up anything. And it says this is the end of the first arc, which was news and a surprise to me. So I guess there is another arc coming. Presumably that's when she will defeat the 2 remaining masters, and that's good, because I really want to see more of this world. I love Stokoe's work. There's a sequence at the end of this that I wish I could show, that I wish I could share with somebody else, but I don't know anyone else that's reading this, and it's so glorious and funny, and let me just see if I can show. No, not that. I could, out of context, it doesn't make any sense, but let me show this, which I think is great. So you've got that, and then that, and that might look familiar, or maybe it doesn't, but this book is great. I love it. All the love in the world to Stokoe. I swear I didn't plan this out beforehand, but I do know both of these guys from the website that Dan and I were a part of, entervoid.com, which is where this YouTube channel gets its name. So this is the issue that I was looking forward to, because this is the guy that I know. This is Quad issue 2, and it is really good. It is just like issue 1. It's black and white. It's a sort of post-apocalyptic sci-fi thing. We've got this guy on the cover who is fantastic character design. He deals with robots that have gone rogue. There are 3 robotic laws, and if robots break those, he investigates why. It's usually virus related, but whatever. It's not important. He goes after robots, and it's great. And I'm glad that I finally have this, that it was translated into English, because I've been waiting a couple of years to get this. If you're looking for anything new, anything outside of the norm, I definitely recommend picking this up. Saga, issue 56. I am extremely happy that the series is back. I don't really want to show off any interior art, because I think things would be considered spoilers, and I know people are very sensitive about this book. I do, however, want to show off one thing once I find it again. I love her character designs. So we have this alligator in a suit. I love it. Fiona Staples, as always, brilliant. The writing is great. The most interesting thing to me is actually in the back here, where Vaughn is talking about having written this issue in 2020, and I had this suspicion for a while that work was continuing on the book. Obviously there was a 3-year gap between publishing, but it seemed like perhaps they were working on it and just not publicly telling anyone. And maybe I'm wrong, but that seems to be the case here. The other thing is, there is a reader survey at the back, and I've always been entertained by these. I've never actually filled one out, but I think I want to this time. So, these things are a lot of fun. You have to physically mail it in. He does not accept email. But anyway, I might do that this time. Saga is great. I love it. Bolero issue 2. I was a huge fan of issue 1, and this kind of surprised me. So the main character finds a way to jump into other universes, into a version of herself in other universes. She steps into that character and then has their... she makes a comment in here. I think it's muscle memory. But, so she was unsatisfied with her life, jumps into the multiverse, and tries out other versions of her life to varying degrees of success and happiness. And what I sort of expected was, and maybe I shouldn't have because of the body that she jumped into, but I was expecting her to try out those lives for longer, and then it would escalate the general unhappiness, the number of hops that she was making would escalate as the series went on. That doesn't happen. It goes pretty quickly to a variety of lives. So we've got this, we've got sci-fi, we've got this, and that, and some of this. The writing is great. The art is gorgeous. I'm a huge fan of this book. It is a 5-issue miniseries, which I highly recommend, and I am along for this ride. I think I'm going to love every second of it, and I recommend that you try it out. It's only 2 issues on the stands currently. It $6, but it is oversized. And if you're curious, there's only 2 issues out so far. It should be incredibly easy to pick up. I lied to you just about a minute ago when I said that I don't read solicit text for series that I have on my pull list. I did read the solicit for Black Hammer Reborn issue 12, and that reads as if Reborn will be the end of the Black Hammer universe. I don't know if that's true. I thought, based on Lemire's newsletter, that there would be another Black Hammer series following Reborn that was going to be the end, possibly named The End, but I don't know. So in here we have universes colliding, and it's almost like a Earth 1, Earth 3 DC thing, where the other universe has hero-villain roles swapped, same characters, different personalities. This is very good. It doesn't have Inspector Insector backup, which I kind of missed, and I'm only just now realizing. But there is a lot of material here, definite progress, forward movement on the story. I love Black Hammer. I like almost all of Lemire's stuff. Less of a fan of the horror, but that's a whole other topic. This is good. Black Hammer as a whole is excellent. In Target issue 5, I saw a friend on Wednesday when I was at the comic shop who had already read this. He'd picked his up on Tuesday, and he said it was his favorite issue. He thought it was the best issue of the series yet, and I think I agree with him. However, I disagree with how things play out in the story. So in this issue, we get, obviously, Martian Manhunter. There is another, well, there's a couple of references to other Justice League members, and we see another one of those that we'll probably get a closer look at next issue. This is really good. It's very much non-sequential, non-linear. There are multiple storylines going on here, multiple timelines, and it goes very well, except I said I did disagree with one thing, and it involves mind reading. I feel like it should be one directional, not two, so that's kind of a sticking point for me. But otherwise, the issue's great. We Ride Titans issue 2. I talked up issue 1 pretty well, and I was talking about it being somewhat Pacific Rim, but more family drama oriented. There's a lot more of that here. However, we do get this showing up at the end of the issue. So it's going to be robot on robot fighting, not robot on monster, which should be interesting. But there is a lot of really well done family drama in this. It's a really good book, and it's very well drawn. I recommend it. Strange Academy 16. I believe this series is ending in 2 more issues, only to then be relaunched again, as Marvel does, with the same creative team. So things are building towards issue 18, if I remember correctly. There is stuff going on in here with Brother Voodoo, who I am in the camp that he should not be Dr. Voodoo. Doctor Strange is his name and title, and I don't think Voodoo went to medical school. Anyway, there's Doyle, Emily, and Calvin are the main characters of this issue. There is a dance going on, dustless cover, and somebody gets expelled. It's really good stuff. As I say with all of these issues, I like kids in school in a superhero universe. I don't know why, but that appears to be my thing. Dark Ages issue 5. I'm surprised by how little happens this issue. We do get Venom and Carnage, and Deadpool shows up. There is an amazing panel here that I've wanted to show somebody. So I'm going to show this off now. Let me find it again. Here it is. So it's a dinosaur inside of a bus. I find that highly amusing. As I said, it doesn't seem like much happens here. There is a team that's going off. There's a team going after Apocalypse and his mind-controlled team. Apocalypse seems to be more powerful than I think the cast of heroes expect, and I don't think things are going to go well for them. There's only 1 issue left in this, and I don't see how any of it's going to wrap up. It might not. It might just roll into a Dark Ages sequel. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think enough happens here. I hope things end well, but I can't tell. Berserker issue 7. I've been enjoying the series. It is sort of a slow burn, especially after the first issue that was action heavy. It's good, and it's ending at issue 12, and that was the plan all along. In this, we find out more about one of the, not even the main character, we find out more about one of the side characters, this guy, and what he's all about, and a bit more about the main character's past, and there is something building in, it's sort of wrapped around the story, but there's something at the beginning and end that I guess we'll see more of next issue, but I don't know. It's good. It's just not much happens this issue. Like Dark Ages, not much happens. And then Robin issue 11. Family shows up. The fighting starts immediately, and Robin and a couple of other tournament combatants get off the island. It's nice to get off of the island. I mean, I knew that the tournament wasn't going to last forever, but it's nice. It's building towards Shadow War that I think starts in April. I'd have to double check that. But things are moving, still good, still entertaining. I really like the kids, much like Strange Academy. I like the younger characters less. No. I like the younger characters more than the more established older characters. I don't know. That's me. I like seeing, once again, kids in a superhero universe. That is everything that I got this week. I'm kind of surprised that I got through it all in time to film this. As far as pick of the week goes, maybe Human Time, maybe Bolero, Orphan, Rush. Oh, this is rough. I'm gonna say Bolero. Bolero is my pick of the week. Everything else, Rush is really good. Orphan and the Five Beasts is great. And Human Target, if it weren't for that one mind reading thing, I think it would have been more of a contender than it was. But Bolero is just fantastic from start to finish. I love this series. I hope someone else is checking this out. Please read it. If you're reading it, please comment. I'd like to hear from at least somebody else that's reading it. That is everything that I got this week. As always, I get all of my comics from a local comic shop. If you don't know where yours is, you can use this URL to find the one closest to you. Thanks for watching.